Yeah.
Welcome to Wise Take DFS Podcast. I am your host, CK013. You can find me on Twitter at CK_013. And I'm joined here, according to the screen, it's by Patio Joe and Patio Joe, because I forgot to change Paulie D's name. But I'm here with Patio Joe. You can find him on Twitter at Patio Joe Ref, R-E-F. And of course, we got Paulie 8Ds, better known as Paulie D. You can find him on Twitter at Paulie D. That's 8 D's. Gentlemen, how we doing?
We're doing well. We're doing well. I will be right back. I need to find something, but I will be right back. You just guys keep talking, all right?
Nice.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Everything is good. Everything's
everything's great. I'm doing good though. You know, this is the start of live final preparation tomorrow, so I had to do my last hurrah weekend, enjoy myself.
Oh yeah, man.
And then tomorrow I go into training. You know.
Yeah, man. That's right, man. It's coming up, man.
14 days away.
14 days, rubbing it out.
Yeah, I did the projected pictures, for that date.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's the ugliest slate ever.
It can change though. Let's not.
I know. There's some.
Don't worry about it.
Right now, the Chris Flexen is on it. Derek Collins.
The Flexen.
Brent Stewart. The Kid Pruitt. Hoffman. Worley. Boyd. Stroman. Cole. Blair. Waka. Cahill. Holland. Not a very good pitching slate right now.
That sounds pretty rough, man. I think.
Yeah, I like it though. It's dirty. It's like
it's dirty.
No chalk in there.
It's dirty.
I mean, you gotta be hitting your hitters.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You just gotta find the right hitters, man.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of things that are approaching, okay, I know, Joe. I know. Just let that one go. You gave me a look like you had something ready to say. Just please, bro.
No. I'm good.
Football.
Signaling the producer. Signaling the
cool,
producer.
That's all. Look on his face,
so...
like he just had something in his head, like
You know what would be so cool though? If one day we could get like 9 boxes and we could do like the Brady Bunch thing. We could just be kicking up and down at each other.
We could definitely.
Yeah.
Okay,
like
for
that.
you millennials, the Brady Bunch was a TV show back in the 70s that they played a lot on reruns in the 80s. You could probably see it sometimes now at Nick at Night. So if you're below the age of 25, the Brady Bunch was very, very popular back when we were just kids. Back to you, CK.
Yeah, that was brought to you by Patio Joe.
Don't you love when he gets close to the mic, to the camera, zooms in?
Very serious, but yet there's still comedy. That's what I like to do.
Exactly. But anyway, what I was saying is football is right around the corner, man. We're almost into August. We're literally entering the last day of July, which means football preseason is coming up. And then next thing you know, man, September, I believe that you guys will probably be in Vegas, and week 1's gonna be here, man. So let's talk a little. Let's just touch a little bit on some of this on NFL. Let's talk about some of the things we're excited about.
Yo, what did Joe say the other day? Like, when's the first football game? When is it? Next weekend?
Like Thursday. It's
Wow.
next
This is
Thursday.
coming
There's
Thursday.
a game. Yeah, I think there's a game on Thursday.
That's wild, man.
Preseason.
So there's a preseason game this Thursday.
Unbelievable.
That's so awesome.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah. Let me see here. I'm gonna look, but I'm pretty sure there's like the Hall of Fame game or something.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's the kickoff of the preseason. It's probably like Cowboys or somebody.
Of course, they always play the Cowboys because they think they're America's team. Yep. Thursday. Let's see. I think it is. Yeah, Thursday. It is the Cowboys and the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
CK,
August
who's your
3rd.
team?
I'm a Jet fan, obviously.
Jet fan?
Ooh.
Nice. I
Ooh.
love the Jets, baby.
Oh yeah, you're a Jet fan.
Love 'em.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm a Giants fan,
Okay,
but
that's what I
I'm a
thought.
big time Jet supporter.
Okay,
You know?
I'm with it. I mean, I'm not expecting too
But-
much this year, but I got
Who's your quarterback?
Well, you see what had happened was.
You see, the thing was, we don't really have a quarterback.
I think right now, I think Hackenberg is like the second guy, and I think there's technically a competition, but it's pretty much given to McGowan. Like McGowan? I don't know.
Yeah,
But yeah, so
from the Browns, McCown from the Browns.
the one that was like everywhere. Like he's been on a bunch of teams already. He's the guy that like steps in and does kind of good, but then not good enough to take his team to the next level, and then nobody wants him because the other quarterback's back. And it's not looking too promising, man. Brandon Marshall bailed on us, and the reason he bailed, he went across town. He went to the Giants. He went to your Giants. He said it was because he just he's ending his career's coming to the latter years, and he wanted to go to a team that he felt like can contend, and he didn't think the Jets could. So he's I kind of agree with him. I mean, I love my team.
I'm honored by that. I don't know if there's any guarantee the Giants are going to be contenders, but if they are, I'll be fucking.
There's no guarantees.
Gentlemen. Speaking of football, I got to break in. Make it look real close. See those right there? See what that says? Chargers? Look what came in the mail today.
Tickets for the Chargers.
The Los Angeles Chargers season tickets.
Oh,
that's right. Season tickets to the Chargers.
That's awesome.
That's right.
Awesome. Who's your favorite Charger? You Phillip Rivers, truther?
Oh, by far, 100%. My favorite Charger, Antonio Gates.
Of course, man.
Not of course. My 3-foot bong was named Gates. It was called Mr. Gates. I have a football assignment by Antonio Gates. I probably at one time had about 10 jerseys that had Antonio Gates. So yeah, he is my favorite Charger by far. And the reason why is because when he was a rookie, like I drafted him, and like after the first week he scored like 2 touchdowns, and nobody knew who he was. And I picked him up and I rode him to the championship, and ever since then, like, he's just been my boy. Like I've seen him since the first year all the way up through. So I've had season ticket. I'd say season ticket for the Chargers for about 5 years, in like when they were really good. Like when Tomlinson broke the record that one year, I went to every game. So yeah, Gates was my favorite player.
Wow. Are you excited about your boy Keenan Allen? Should be.
Or the running back. Who's the running back?
Melvin Gordon. As long as he stays healthy. That's the thing. Like I'm telling you what, if the Chargers can stay healthy, like the teams that usually win do, they have the 2 best cornerbacks combo in the league. They have maybe the 2 best defensive rushers combo with Ingram and Bosa. They have an offense with a number 1 running back, Melvin Gordon. They have two or three receivers. If Mike Williams comes back, is all right. And then they have Hunter Henry and Gates. And then so they have the talent there. And I'm telling you what, like, everything went right for the Raiders last year. Everything until Carr got hurt. And I just think that the Chargers are going to sneak up on people this year for sure. And
your whole division's tough, dude.
I played the Chargers a ton last year. I played Gordon a ton. I played the receivers Benjamin. I played him in the beginning. And then I started playing towards the end. Towards the end, I started playing that other dude, that real fast guy. What's his name?
Tall guy.
Yeah, the tall fast guy, right? Dude. Like he really kind of stepped in. I mean, I can't believe I forgot his name. But
Williams.
Trevor Williams, is that Terrence Williams, maybe. Joe, who are we talking about, bro? You're the Chargers fan. You're over there quiet, and then you're not helping us out at all.
Okay, you're looking at Tyrell Williams.
Tyrell Williams.
Yeah,
that was him. Tyrell Williams. Yeah. Thank you, Joe.
And now they have Mike Williams, and so, but he's hurt. Like, we'll see. And they've been hurt. They've been like sacked with so many injuries over the years that just they think that the reason why Rivers does bad at the end of the year, well, it's because literally they sign guys off the street on Monday or Tuesday, and they're starting on Sunday on the line. So
they were injury ravaged for sure.
Yeah, it's so bad, and it's not a thing. Most of the time, the teams that are in the Super Bowl are the 2 teams with the least amount of players on injury reserve that year.
True. I will say that I was reading like an article about defenses for this season. And the Chargers were like one of the top 5, and this guy was like, no one knows this, but the Chargers D is like one of the best in football.
They're legit.
So that was cool.
Yeah.
Who else? Like, who else do you guys think are going to be like sleeper teams this year on the rise?
I mean, everybody still thinks the Jaguars are going to be like this is their year and stuff, but
last year, talk about a big step. I mean, I don't think you can step any further back.
And all the receivers did too. Like Allen Robinson, he was like one of the bigger busts of the year.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how that team, improves. They got Leonard Fournette too, and their defense is legit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's about like living up to expectations though, and they had that last year. And it's funny because the same teams I think are going to be good in most aspects. I think the Raiders are going to be one of the biggest disappointments this year. And I know that sounds like, oh, I can't believe it. Oh, you're a Charger fan and stuff like that. But I watched some of their games last year. I watched some of their things, and it just was. They won like a 5-quarter game on the road, and everything went right. And I just think they got to play a first place schedule now.
Their schedule is so brutal.
Yeah,
it's the hardest schedule out there.
So we'll see what the Raiders are made of. Everybody thinks Marshawn Lynch is just going to come back and be Marshawn Lynch. I don't remember the last time a 30-year-old running back took a year off and came back and was like a top running back. I mean, for me, like you guys will be seeing this because I'm going to be coming out with my rankings. But Marshawn Lynch is like a running back. He is.
Would you draft him? Would you draft Marshawn Lynch?
Yeah, I would look at him. It would have to be the value would really, really have to be there. Like I'm not somebody
like RB2, RB3.
Yeah, he's my 20th running back. Number 20. So bottom RB2.
What do you think, CK?
Oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm reading stuff in the chat.
Is Fuego even in here?
Fuego's in the chat.
Oh, he is. Did I just tune to the San Diego local channel? Oh, Fuego, it's Los Angeles now. This is the Los Angeles Chargers, and we can talk about Chargers all you want.
Yeah, this is our Chargers bit. We won't come back to them again, but this is the Chargers preview.
This is the AFC West preview. Oh man, the Chargers are going to be. They're always competitive. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And
dude, the Chargers are always a great DFS team because like their issue has never been not scoring points. Uh-oh.
You're just upset you can't play this song anymore because they're in Los Angeles. This is their. You guys have never heard this?
No.
You might not have heard this on the East Coast, huh?
I've never heard it. What is this?
Just listen. I mean, this is when they were like the 70s team down, and somebody came out with this. Every time they scored a field goal, they played this song.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
Yeah, they know it. I'm telling you.
Chargers theme
People in the chat know. At Qualcomm.
Yeah, well, we happen to have a lot of Chargers fans in the in the chat right now. I'm seeing a lot. That was the most Charger love I ever got, like I've ever seen in like a group of people.
Yo, they just moved, right?
Yeah,
they did. Kobe Bryant went to their first practice, like pumped them up, like, hey, you're in Lay, I'm Kobe.
Kobe, man.
That's my Kobe. That's my Kobe impersonation.
Yeah, see Tiffany, dude, epic song, and like I know she's a Padres fan. So yeah, man.
Didn't Tiffany say that she was from San Diego last time?
I remember she was saying she was a Padres fan because I think people in the chat started hating on the Padres and she got a little pissed, I think.
Trust me, everybody, go to San Diego State. You men that are any age, just go to San Diego State for one day. Just walk around the campus and you'll understand. Yeah. Anyways, so what else are we going to talk about besides the 8? I know we got something else. We have something else on the plate tonight that I promoted, like we did last time with our top 5 favorite shows. Tonight we're going to do the Wise Takes top 5 favorite movies of all time. Not so much like the favorite movies. It's almost like the top 5 movies, like if you were stranded on like a desert island, that you need to have these movies because like you could just watch them all the time. They're good movies. They're just movies that you like. Okay, so like, but you can't pick like Star Wars, like I know you guys love Star Wars, so or like Back to the Future. No, it's got to be like one movies. Okay, Jay, you like Scarface? That's good. I like Scarface. Okay.
Oh man.
So yeah. So anyways, I'm going to start off with number 5 on my list, and that is the movie Tombstone. It came out in the 90s, starring Kurt Russell and Val Kilmer, who played Doc Holliday, and that was just a awesome movie, and I loved it. So let's go to you, Paulie. What is your number 5 movie?
Mine was The Town, Ben Affleck, Boston bank robber movie. One of my faves.
Oh yeah, that's a great
Nice.
one, man. That is a really good one.
Nice. CK?
Mine is actually fun. The chat always gets me. Anyway, mine is like, I don't know if you remember this movie, Little Big League. You ever seen that? It's about baseball. It's like the kid becomes the manager, owner of the Twins, and then he becomes the manager. Dude, when I was a kid, and like, listen, when I grew up, I spent 9 years of my life in Germany on an army base. So like, we didn't get American stuff. Like, you had 6 at the time. Now you have like, I think 10. Back then, you had 3 channels of AFN, Armed Forces Network, if you wanted English TV. So like, movies, we would just go to the movie place, rent movies, and I lived off movies. And dude, I loved that movie, man. Like, for years, I was definitely way too old when I was still watching that movie. But like, it was just so cool.
Has anybody ever seen Tropic Thunder?
Oh yeah, that's a great one. That's one of my wife's favorite movies. It's one of her favorite movies.
Remember The Village? They have that one movie with just the one movie, Ben Stiller. That's all they can watch. That's like CK with Little Big League. Like, what the hell? Like, he's like, I can't wait for number 4, 3, 2, and 1. If Little Big League's number 5.
No, the other ones are cool. That was
Little Big League once.
Bro, when I was a kid, that came out. I loved it, man.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I can't wait.
Jay said you were poor to watch movies. Don't lie. Oh man. Anyway, man. So yeah, I'm excited for football.
Me too, dude. Very excited.
Yes, I got my rankings almost done. I'm real excited, and just like I keep saying, and I'm going to say it all the time, September 7th through the 10th in Las Vegas at the Palms Casino. Get your chance to meet Paulie D and Patio Joe, as well as Fuego, who's in the chat right now. We are going to be partying at the Palms. We're going to be drafting in the Fantasy Football World Championships. That's right. Patio Joe's a high-stakes player with Paulie D. We're going to be locking it down, representing the Owl, DFS style, up in the suites, and then once those drafts are over, oh boy,
it's game time.
It is on.
We need to see. I'm gonna put it on one of you guys to have a Periscope set up. Like, we have to see clips throughout the night. We don't have to see full on Spurs, but we gotta see clips.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Is that something we could agree on?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we need to have like public Periscopes and then like maybe private Periscopes.
Periscope is like new shit, man. Last night, there was a good UFC. John Bones Jones had like a championship fight. And I wanted to watch it, but I didn't want to rent it on pay-per-view. It was streaming on like all kinds of Periscope channels.
Oh yeah, man.
Awesome.
That's what people do now, man. It's like, well, that's what I hear. I don't ever like need to. There's nothing really
cool.
on pay-per-view.
Yeah,
really
you don't have to order it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's sick with that Fire Stick too. That stuff on Amazon. That stuff is the tree. Yeah, that shit is gold, man. Anyways, you guys want to touch on some baseball, maybe?
Yeah. Let's get some baseball going. Because listen, guys, we still have an 8-game slate, and baseball's still going on. Trust me,
we're still focused.
The more that you're into baseball, the quicker football.
Oh yeah. We're still focused.
Because
we're still
preseason is going to be it. Everybody loves the first weekend of preseason, and the first quarter happens in the first drive, and then it's like, okay, when is the regular season started? I am over this.
And then you're right back to baseball, and you don't want to be out of the loop.
Right.
So keep grinding, keep building that bankroll, and we're gonna have some fun this football season. But baseball fun's not over. So with that said, Michael Fulmer of the Detroit Tigers visiting Luis Severino of the New York Yankees. Joe, start us off, bro.
Yeah, I don't know if I really want to go to this game that much, just because Fulmer's been getting lit up lately. So maybe I'd want to go to the Yankees, but on the other side, the Tigers just lit up.
Good pitching.
Yeah, today, and they're just
McCullers
finally.
And Keuchel.
Finally, the blow up that Gautzov has been talking about happened about 5 days late, but hey, it was here today, man. If you had Tigers want some money, he saw it coming, and he just like he just was rocking it. And so I'm telling you, I maybe in one-offs, obviously as cash games, one-offs. I'm gonna look at this game, but as a stack or like attacking it, I'm a little bit wary of it.
Okay, Paulie, what you got here, bro?
It's tough for me to say right now, but I'm definitely interested in Severino. But I'm considering what Joe said, was thinking the same. We'll see about the ump and the profiles, but Severino's been pretty good lately, so we got to consider him versus a team that can strike out. Don't really want to pick on Fulmer, but won't be pitching him. So it's really only Severino, maybe like a Yankee one-off if you want to get a piece of this, but really just Severino is what I'm interested in.
Yeah, man, I think I'm with you. I know the Tigers did well today. Severino can get hard, so I don't mind a one-off or two here or there. From Detroit, if you're not going with Severino, but as of right now, I mean, it's hard to pass up on Severino with Detroit. One thing I will say is something alarming. I looked at the last 7 days for like strikeouts. I've been looking at that recently, and Detroit was actually a little lower on that list, surprisingly. So just keep that in mind as we go through. But as of now, yeah, obviously, like I said, Severino's certainly in play. But I thought that was interesting when I came across it. And McCullers, man, I don't know what's wrong with that dude, but he got tattooed today.
Yep.
Yeah, it's funny because after that lineup came out, I was like, "Ooh, I like McCullers even more."
Yeah.
Like I was kind of off of him, and then and then once I saw the lineup, I'm like, "Ooh, I like that," and then that was a wrong play.
Yeah, man, I was gonna fade him regardless, just because I felt like he's been shit lately. I mean, I guess I didn't feel like that. He has been. Like I just looked and I was like, yo, he's been getting his ass kicked. Real quick, I gotta put my man in the chat on blast. I gotta put Jay on blast real quick, right? Is he sitting there making he's making broke jokes, talking about broke people use the Fire Stick. That's what he wrote in the chat. Broke people do you was too broke to watch the movies. Yo, did you not just comment on a video the other day? You commented on one of our videos, and Jay, listen, I love you, bro. You're in here every time. We love having you on, man, and I love that you give Fuego a hard time. It's hilarious. But my man, you're talking about broke this, broke that, bro. You made a comment the other day saying, "I wish the site was free." So come on, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I guess I wish the site was free, and talk about I'm broke because
no
I
holding
like
back
movie.
in the nation.
And then he's going after my hairline. Damn. I mean, it's.
Oh man, yo, he's funny, man. He's funny, man.
No, I like it. I mean, come on now. I mean,
Gotta like that.
That's what happened.
Yo, my man Jay's been he's been in these chats for months now with us hanging out, so we appreciate him. But he's been here long enough that I think we can give him a little bit back, you know.
Yeah.
Anyways, we should probably get the game too. Danny Duffy, the lefty from the Kansas City Royals, visiting Ubaldo Jimenez of Fuego's Baltimore Orioles.
Yeah, this is a spot where you think that, the Royals have put up major runs this past, week or two, huge run totals. You think, oh, this is going to be it. It's Ubaldo Day. And, I want to go there, so I probably will. But I'm like at a part now. It feels like the damn chalk just is not hitting lately, and it's really getting frustrating. So I do like some players, obviously, in this game. It's hard not to like some of the Royals. It's not hard to like some of the Orioles too, as one-offs or a little bit of a mini stack here and there. As the pitchers, obviously, I'm off both.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, I probably wouldn't go to either of these pitchers. Royals are interesting. They've been really, really hot, and the ownership really hasn't followed them. So no one you could get them probably still low owned, and Baltimore's been hot. And they got a bunch of righties. Some of them struggle versus the lefty, but some of these guys are just too hot to overlook, like Adam Jones and Scope. So they're in play for sure. I'm not sure if they're on top play, but definitely one I'm going to consider.
Yeah, man, I think I'm with you guys. Duffy is a guy that last year he was like one of those. He was so sneaky, man. Like his only problem last year was like they didn't trust him in the beginning with like his innings. Like if he got into any kind of trouble in like the fourth or the fifth, they would pull him and he'd have like 8 strikeouts. So like last year was great. This year we haven't seen it. They've given him the leash and they've like, okay, we trust you as a starter, but he hasn't shown that this year he's capable of building on that upside that he showed last year. So that worries me a little bit. We know Baltimore struggled offensively, but it's a hitter's park. And it's a lot of righties still, and they're kind of up in the air. Either they're striking out a ton or they're mashing. So it's like I think Duffy is like is like a long out there shot, but like he's somebody that I'll dig in anyway. Like I don't want to rule him out just by looking, but as of right now, it doesn't look good for him. I'd much rather take the Baltimore Bats than take Duffy for sure.
Whereas, I hear that. I agree.
We like the Royals for sure, though, right? They've been red hot. They got Melky Cabrera back, and they're in a hitter's park, big ballpark. I see Ubaldo.
Mm-hmm.
Like that
Ubaldo.
call. Mike Clevenger of the Cleveland Indians visiting Doug Fister of the Boston Red Sox.
Fister? I barely even know her.
I knew there was something you had for Fister. And
man.
It's so every time I hear that name, that's all I think of. Fister, I barely even know her. So anyways, last week Clevenger was like the chalk. Like everybody's like, oh, it's time to get on Mike Clevenger, and everybody was like, and I was on it too. I was on and everything, and then he just took a big old fucking badass dump that's like steamy dump, and it's so frustrating sometimes. So tomorrow he's going into Fenway. I don't like it. Cheap home runs happen in Fenway. So, and then on the other side, who's pitching for Fister? So I like the Indians, and I like this is going to be a good game to stack, I think.
Okay. Paulie, what you got here, man?
Yeah, I agree. I don't want any part of Clevenger, and I'm thinking about picking on him. Boston seems to be heating up. Eduardo Nunez has been blasting the ball since he got back. And, like one or two more guys get hot, and this team could really, burst onto the scene. They got this kid Devers, rookie third baseman, who's been hitting well. So I might be interested in some Boston guys here. And Cleveland, the same thing. They've been really hot. Can't ignore them. Jose Ramirez, Austin Jackson, Bradley Zimmer, Edwin Encarnacion. Definitely, I like both these spots for bats.
I like how you took your time to pronounce that properly. He's like, hold on. I got this. I've been practicing.
I had to work through it,
No, you killed it, though. Yeah, man, I think I'm definitely with you guys. I don't got much to say on that. We know the Indians swing a good bat. Like you guys mentioned, you get those lucky home runs that just kind of fly balls that carry out in this ballpark, this smaller ballpark. So I'm definitely with you guys. Gio Gonzalez, the lefty from the Washington Nationals, visiting Jose Urena of the Miami Marlins.
All right. Before we go on, let's get to number 4 on our list of top movies. This time we're going to start off with Paulie. Give us number 4.
Number 4 was The Program, the college football movie from back in the day. One of my faves.
That was just on today. I haven't seen it much lately. I saw like towards like the end of it. It's all right. It's not one of my favorite sports movies, but it's pretty good. What do you got, CK?
Mine is Remember the Titans. Number 4.
Remember the Titans. I love that one, now, I like that movie better as a football movie than The Program.
I never saw The Program. I'm telling you, bro, I was deprived of a lot of shit. People all the time like, yo, you ain't seen this movie? I'm like, nope. God. Never saw it.
It's a good, man. It's like an indie sports movie about like a team all roided up in the SEC.
Okay, that was Florida State, all right? Look at it. That was exactly Florida State what they were trying to portray and when that movie came out.
Absolutely.
Number 4 for me is Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, damn.
That was a freaking awesome movie.
Yeah, it was a good
awesome movie.
Very, very good movie.
Completely it's a movie that it's just one of those movies that anytime it's on, anytime in the movie you can just turn it on and you can just be right into that part of the movie. That's how good it is. You know exactly where it is. Daniel Lard just saying the Dodgers just had a walk-off for the sweep. That's right. The Dodgers again. But
Danny Lara, that's my boy from SoFlo.
Oh, good. They better freaking do something in the next 12 to 15 hours.
It's your boy from where?
When's the deadline? South Florida.
Deadline. They need
nice.
They need to do something. I'm gonna be so upset if they don't because all the other teams are getting better and they just in the playoffs it's just a different game. So yeah. But anyways, back to the game. We got Gio versus Urethra.
Wait, what Shawshank?
Urena. Urethra. Yeah, Shawshank Redemption. Yeah, the arena.
Urena. Always messing me up, man.
I like, Gio is the last 30 days, his hard contact rate has been 25.8. That's pretty good. And he's going up against a Marlins team that maybe doesn't strike out that much, but tomorrow on the slate, I'm going to be looking at Gio a little bit. On the other side, Urena, he can either get blown up or he can pitch okay. If the Nats put out their regular lineup, I think I'm going to like them a lot as a stack and in cash. So, yeah, I like the Nats tomorrow, and I like Gio.
Okay. Paulie, what you got here, man?
For tournaments, I'm not really too interested in any part of this game. The Nats went off today, so I think they're going to be popular. And Urena kind of is like that pitcher that doesn't get blown up, So I could see him kind of navigating the Nationals at high ownership. And then Gio against the Marlins doesn't excite me either. I think there's a couple better pitchers on the slate. And, I don't really want to pick on Gio, though, either. So it's kind of like a pass.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely with you guys. Like, there are some concerns, like, with Gio. Like you mentioned, Joe, he's not getting hit hard. So if he's not getting hit hard, even if Miami doesn't strike out, you're concerned about what kind of contact they're going to make. So that's definitely a good point. His strikeouts have been up this year. He's definitely pitching a lot better. And at the same time, like you said, like, it's funny, Joe, you had a great call today and you actually got me on Luis Castillo today. And it was a great call. And like the thing about it was, like you mentioned, it was because look at this lineup. Like you pointed out the lineup that they had. And like the biggest stigma against the Marlins is what? They don't strike out a lot, right? And they didn't. And Castillo's a strikeout pitcher, man. That dude throws like 100 miles an hour, and then he has a 86 mile an hour breaking ball and changeup. He could pitch. And so it's like he only got like maybe 5 or 6 throughout the entire game, but he went 8 innings because these guys could not touch him. He just had them so off balance. So maybe they're not striking out, but his pitch count stayed down because they were making contact, but not good contact. So that was a good example, I thought. That was a good call of like how you can get it done even against a team that maybe doesn't have the K upside that we think about. That was a great tournament call, man. And like you wrote him in your cash order. You were that confident in him when you saw the lineup. So props, man.
It was funny just because like looking at the slate today, it was just terrible pitching. Like when I woke up, I really didn't know where to go, and then I saw the lineup, and I was like, oh man, this is where you have to go today. Like there's nowhere else where I really feel that comfortable going. And it was like I said, I would even have played him in cash if I played cash today, which I didn't. So it was just like it was awesome. And then Hughes used the dick, which I told him about, and he did well. So Daniel Lara said Paulie D is his brother from another mother. That's cool.
Yeah, boy.
That kid Castillo's good, man. That kid's really good.
Yeah, he was in Yankee Stadium earlier this week, and he just, in Yankee Stadium, he didn't do that well. So he goes down to Florida, and that lineup was just, AJ Ellis was hitting second. There was no Stanton, no Real Muto. So when you got that, dude, go after that lineup.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that was a good call. And like, it's not like we're not talking about like, don't take like Matt Cain against them. This is a kid that, like, if you do your research, you'll see this kid throws hard.
Yes.
He throws hard, and his breaking balls are significantly slower. That's what you're looking for. You want to find if you have a pitcher who has a larger separation between their max velocity and their average, I should say, fastball velocity, and then their breaking ball. Like, you want to see a big margin there. Because like that's huge. Yeah. And the Marlins all day, a team that doesn't strike out, they could not get a good hit. Like, I think one hard hit was hit off him. That was it. It was Ellis. He got lucky, hit a double over the guy's head. One person actually got solid contact. That's what it does, man. It's a big league pitcher. Those changes are so dramatic, man. It's like unbelievable. 100 miles an hour coming at you. The next pitch is like 86. That's just crazy, man. That's so hard to hit, man.
Yeah, I agree. I think that with Castillo, he's a rookie. He's a good prospect, and all his numbers the last 30 days going into the slate, like his hard contact rate, his fly ball rate was all low. So everything was saying, it was like, okay, so on a slate where there's very little pitching, the numbers are saying this, and now he gets a lineup that's even less than it should it be. It's like, okay, tell me where else you're going to find a better place,
right?
And if you're wrong, well then you know what, that was still the best play, and it just because of baseball, that's what happens.
Sometimes the best play doesn't work.
Can't always be results oriented.
Right.
The process was right.
Right. Trust the process. Trust the process.
That's one of those hashtags.
One of them. 1-800. Is that what you're talking about? Felix Hernandez, King Felix, of the Seattle Mariners, visiting Cole Hamels, the lefty, from the Texas Rangers.
So just like we were saying that the hard contact rate for Gio has been low, Hamels is actually the 6th highest in the majors the last 30 days. So he's been getting hit hard. So I like the Mariners tomorrow. Maybe not a full stack, just maybe a 2 or mini stack, Cruz or Gamble or Cano. They all have somewhat of success off of them. And on the other side, Felix has pitched all right. So I don't know how much of these Rangers I want to attack, but I might have a little bit, but nothing major.
Yeah, if the weather's up, this will be a good hitting environment. I could be interested in both sides of the hitters, but probably wouldn't go to either of these pitchers if it's a big-time hitting environment.
Yeah, man. Not for nothing, but listen, Paulie, we all caught some heat that day when we were talking about Darvish and 100 degree. What did Kevin Gausman just do yesterday in 100-something degree weather? What happened?
I know.
He struck out how many he put up. So it's just sometimes sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. So it's like when people want to say, oh, that play was whatever. I get it. It didn't work out that day. But it's a trusting the process kind of thing. Nobody played Gausman because of the fact that Darvish, a good pitcher, got blown up. And look what happened. Even though Gausman, the last time he pitched, did phenomenal, nobody was willing to go back to him against a team that we know strikes out a ton in the Texas Rangers because of what happened to Darvish. And that's it. And that's why, okay, maybe that night it didn't work out. But we're still going to follow that process. Because in the long run, you're better off. You would have had Paulie was one game. He was one call early of picking a pitcher in this Texas game from having from a ridiculous score at low ownership. And that's just the way it goes.
Yeah. Yep. You're never gonna be always right in DFS.
No. Of course.
You expect to. You're in the wrong business.
Yeah,
you're gonna be
in
wrong
bro.
way more than you're gonna be.
Especially if you made it up in your mind that you're a tournament guy and you don't like cash games, you want upside and. Then you be prepared to lose because you're gonna lose some. It doesn't mean you're gonna lose in the long run, but you're gonna have a losing record overall, most likely. It's just so that's something you got to keep in mind. But you got to take some of those chances. With that said, I think I do like the bats here because I wouldn't be surprised to see people kind of get scared off this game a little bit because of the pitchers. People aren't gonna want to target King Felix, especially not after what Gausman just did to them. People still seem to have somewhat of a love affair with Cole Hamels, and Nelson Cruz just hit a bomb today after being ice cold. He could be waking up a little bit. Just in general, we know Valencia. We're waiting for Valencia's regression to come around a little more. We're waiting for him to hit some home runs. We've been waiting. So I think the bats here are definitely interesting for sure.
Yep.
Alex Cobb of the Tampa Bay Rays visiting Charlie Morton of the Houston Astros. Now Morton's coming off, I think, the best game of probably his career. He's coming off a phenomenal outing. We had him. Hashtag I was up. I was up top. But anyway, Joe, what you got?
Yeah, he's my cash game pitcher tomorrow, I think. When I look on the slate, his hard contact rate of the last 30 days is 17.5. That's the number one in the majors, better than anybody else. So ride him. He's pitching at home against a team that strikes out a lot. I mean, I just don't see what else more you want, So, and on the other side, Cobb has been good lately, but I think this might where it comes down to it comes crashing down. He can give up fly balls, and I think maybe Gaddis turns on one if he plays. Tuve's got 45 or 46 hits in the last month. It's amazing. I'm not picking Cobb, and I'm probably all in on Morton tomorrow.
Okay.
Yep.
Probably same thing.
You gotta like Morton too. We just saw Tanaka go nuts striking out Tampa, and Morton's got big strikeout stuff. He's definitely in play. I don't know. I could see the Houston bats being a good play here. Cobb's weird. Sometimes he gets crushed. Sometimes he actually, lightens the damage. So we'll see how the profiles look. But this is a little bit of a banged up Houston lineup. It's not the full strength one. So I don't know. It might be a pass, but I'll take a look at them.
I mean, he's 8,800 too. I mean, that's just he's not the highest pitcher on the slate, and he's in the best spot. It's kind of hard to fade him tomorrow, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely with you guys, especially because there aren't too many other pitchers really. We talked about Pineda, and it doesn't get much better than that. So the options are
not Pineda.
Yeah.
No, it's Severino.
Severino. Yeah. My bad.
Pineda's history.
That's right. Oh my gosh, that's right.
Gray.
Oh, it's terrible for him. Well,
they got Sonny Gray pitching tomorrow, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be scratched.
Yeah, he'll probably be traded.
He's going to be scratched. I can't imagine him pitching tomorrow. So we'll talk more about that later. Anyways,
so I'm just saying,
I like
with Morton. I want the Rays have been striking out a ton lately, but Logan Morrison has been out. If Logan Morrison is still out, then I think it's just he's the only option for me. If Logan Morrison is out, and because if Logan Morrison's in there, then that worries me a little bit because now you have 5 lefties in that lineup, that worries me a little bit more. And the righties that are in there, Longoria and Souza, have been hitting righties better anyway. So that worries me a little, and not to mention one thing that really scares me is playing a guy who has not been elite in his career off of the best game of his career. I always get a little weary with that. I made a big deal about falling into a DeGrom trap earlier this year because anytime that guy throws over 100 something whatever pitches and has a phenomenal game, he gets rocked the next game. So that's my only concern. The problem is I can't find the other guy I would go to, if not him. His spot is that elite that I can't find another guy to roll with. You know what I'm saying? That's the issue that I'm having right now.
Yeah, it could be a total trap. I agree.
Right, it could be, but it just seems who else then? If it's not him, then it's going to be either Severino or this guy. Who else? It's you know what I mean? So it's that's worrisome to me a little bit. Unless it is Marco Estrada of the Toronto Blue Jays visiting James Shields of the Chicago White Sox.
Well, before we get to James Shields, brah, let's go to our number 3 movie, starting off with UCK.
Oh,
what is it?
Man, number 3. Okay.
Oh boy, who's this gonna be?
No. It gets pretty good here. I'm probably gonna have to go. I'm gonna go with Scarface as my number 3. Scarface was the first movie. They were showing it on an army base. It was the first movie, my R-rated movie, my dad ever took me to. It was so cool, man. It was I'm taking to an R-rated movie, and I'll never forget because I'm half Korean, so when I was a kid, I looked more Asian. I didn't look a lot like my dad. My dad's American. I didn't look a lot like him, so I'll never forget, bro. We go to the movies. We get up there. My dad's like, "Oh, 2," and he's like, "Oh, it's a kid, yeah, blah 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 blah." He's like, "What's your relation to that child?" Yo, my dad got so pissed, bro. He got so fucking mad. He goes, "I'm his fucking father. What the fuck?" My dad oh man. Nice. So yeah, Scarface definitely got to make it up there, man. Scarface is my number
3. All right. Paulie D, number 3.
Mine was The Godfather, similar genre, classic.
Yes.
I like The Godfather. I like The Godfather, the first one, better than the second one, and I like the second one too, but I like the first one better.
Yeah, I like both first and second. I just kind of call them all The Godfather.
Okay,
it's the whole story.
For me, number 3 is, to me, he was the epitome of cool. When I was growing up, I idolized this character, and that was Ferris Bueller. Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
No, good movie. Good movie.
I idolized that guy. He was just the coolest. So that movie was just awesome when I was a kid, and I still can watch it anytime, anywhere. It's awesome.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Wow,
you've never seen
really?
Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
I have. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you gotta watch that.
It's been 9 years of my childhood, man. I'm telling you.
Do you and Mrs. Campbell have Netflix?
Yeah.
What?
Netflix?
Yeah, I got the Netflix.
You to get Netflix.
I got the Netflix. Wait, is it on there?
I bet you it is.
Well, I've been watching the Ozark religiously.
Day Off.
If I can find time to not watch the Ozark, I will try to find to watch them. Have you ever seen that show? I don't want to get off topic, but that show, The Ozark, is fucking dope.
I've heard it's good, but I haven't seen it yet. I've heard it's really good though.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
All right. Are we talking about movies?
We're on
Blue
James Shields.
Oh, okay.
Blue Jays, White Sox, bro. Okay, so James Shields is pitching. He actually pitched decent last week against the Cubs, but they still hit him pretty good. Jose Bautista's got 5 home runs off him. He's the BVP play of the day. These Blue Jays can put up big runs. That's what's his name? Pierce just hit his second walk-off grand slam of the week. So it might catapult him. I don't know. I kind of like the Blue Jays. And Estrada tomorrow is a big fly ball pitcher, so I don't like it in that little small park. So I'm pretty much off of Estrada and maybe some of the White Sox bats, I guess, but I think there's better places to go.
Okay. Paulie, what you think, man?
Definitely agree with Blue Jays bats. I've kind of been like watching them lately and think that they're breaking out. Smoke, Bautista, Donaldson, Pierce. I'm good with those dudes. And then Estrada's like kind of in play. I got to look at the matchups and his umpire, but White Sox are going to be like the get right spot for every team that goes in there for the rest of the
Yeah,
year. So
especially
I got to
without
take a
Melky.
look.
He was like one of the
Yeah, he's
hottest hitters.
6,900. Yep. Like there's no one in that lineup anymore that really scares you besides
Literally,
Abreu. But
that's it. It's just a break.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Yeah, man, I'm with you guys. Like this could be like I feel like people like not a lot of people, but there's like a select few people who won't. They're waiting for Estrada to turn it around, and I'm sure that at these prices they've been played him against the A's. These same people played him against whatever it was last week. Against he had a good matchup and didn't really do it, whatever. And so this is a case where maybe it can happen here because the total is super high. So I get it. It's a super high total, so people might get scared. But I think most of that is probably more for the James Shields side, the James Shield factor. Like Toronto is a minus 160 favorite. They're projected for 6 runs of that 10 and a half that it is. So I think Estrada is worth consideration given his price if you want to get different. But again, like on FanDuel, you get one pitcher. It's gonna be hard to play him over Morton. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's gonna be hard. Like I'm not saying you can't do it. We're just looking at this for the first time, but it's gonna be tough because like how do you get off the guy? It's like it's gonna be a tough decision, man. But I'm with you guys on Toronto. I love Toronto in this spot.
Yeah. Let's see here. So Robert wanted to know what James Shields' numbers were the past few matchups. So let's just go back to June 29th. In the Yankees, he had 29 points. Yay! And then it went 8, 9, 4, and 15. So you can attack James Shields' bra. His ERA is 5.86. And I think that there's a great spot for these Blue Jays. But I hate Donaldson. He is really, really starts to get on my nerves right now.
True. You need lefties against Shields. He's got a 440 WOBA versus 307 to righties, and then 337 ISO versus 171 to righties. So the lefties the way you want to go.
Bautista too. I like Bautista. So yeah. And okay, so number 2 movie. We only have one game left. So number 2 movie. I'm gonna go first. My number 2 movie is something that just came up, but like, dude, I will watch this movie whenever it's on, and I love it because it is so fucking funny, and that is Forgetting Sarah Marshall. That movie is awesome. Every bit.
Wow.
There's just like awesome movie. Just laugh my ass off, dude.
Number 2 best movie of all time.
My favorite. Just my favorite. You know what I mean? I love it. What do you got, Paulie?
Mine was Gladiator.
Nice. Gladiator is good. Gladiator is good.
Like that.
And what about you, CK?
Mine is
have you only seen 3 movies?
No, mine is I don't know if this is the name of it. I think it's The Score with Edward Norton. Is that the one? I love that movie, man. He did such a great job of in that movie. I like Edward Norton a lot in general, so that's my number 2. My number 1, like it's been hard for me to keep this in, so I'm excited to get to number 1.
Okay, well, we'll wait. We still got one more game.
Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm just saying. All
right.
And you know. All right, last game. Did everybody go? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Matt Cain of the San Francisco Giants visiting Sonny Gray or somebody else if Sonny Gray is traded, which will likely happen. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, I think this game is going to be a good game to get some goodness from. It seems to me like if they're going to scratch a pitcher in Gray, what's going to happen? You know what I mean? That means there's going to be like there might be some fill-in, and then you get in the bullpen, and then the Giants might be able to score some runs. Then on the other side, Matt Cain is god-awful. And I think our screen is frozen. I don't know if it's just me or if it's everybody. It might be just me. Good, bro. So, all right, we're good. Okay, so it's just me.
Yeah, I hear you.
But yeah, I think the A's I like to Alonso, Chris Davis, Cash Game Porn, and Rajay Davis if he's leading off. That'd be cool.
That'd be cool, brah. That'd be cool, brah. Paulie, what you got, man?
They scratched Gray today.
Oh, they
so
did?
I'm wondering if they will scratch him tomorrow or if he will get dealt. If he hasn't gotten traded, deadline's over. You could play him here.
Yes, that's true.
Kane, sure, we can pick on a little with some A's, but I'd probably, rather go like the two-man mini or one-offs direction with Chris Davis. But the A's have been cold. There's probably better offensive spots on the rest of the slate. So probably not too much action in this game.
Yeah, this game sucks. I mean, there's 8 games. Like there's 5. There's 8 games, and there's a few good spots. So it's like this kind of sucks. But ownership wise, if that's your thing, obviously Cash Game Porn is still a great play against Matt Cain. 2.6
in cash games.
In cash games,
for sure.
In cash games, for sure. But yeah, man. See, that was my point. It's like I love Morton 2 on first look, but it almost looks like there's really only 2 options, and it's uglier. It's Severino against the Tigers, who he'll probably be the bigger trap, right? Severino. If one of these were going to be a trap, who do you think is more likely to be? Not holding
probably Morton.
Probably Morton. Because he's cheaper, so people you think.
Yeah, and like what Tanaka just did to Tampa, and he's a strikeout guy. Yeah. Like people may go there. He's cheaper,
right?
Yeah,
and he's home too. It's like it'd be one thing. The Rays, I believe Tampa is a bigger ballpark than Houston is, except for that one section that they have that like extended in the back for no fucking reason. I don't know what that's about, but
it's a bit of a park downgrade for
a bit, right?
The pitcher.
Like it would be a better one if it was in the Rays. It's not like significant, but it would be a better position if he was at least on the road here.
Right?
Yep.
So before we play some Dong Watch and potential,
we got to do number 1.
Oh, we will. I just need to get a quick plug. Okay. For those of you listening on the podcast who aren't already members of the Wise Take Nation, #Owls up top. Do me a favor, go to wisetake.com. We have a special promo code specifically for you guys. We don't advertise this on Twitter or anywhere else, but the promo code is podcast, and it'll give you 20% off of our monthly, weekly, or daily passes. You could use it. Again, it's just for the podcast listeners because we do appreciate you. And don't worry, the podcast will, if you can't sign up, the podcast will always be here. It's not going anywhere. We love doing it. We appreciate doing it, and it keeps us on our game. So we appreciate you just listening if that's all you can do for now. But just so you know, if you're interested in signing up, use the promo code podcast and on your sign up, and you'll get 20% off. All right, Joe, take it, bro.
All right, so number 1 movie, we're gonna go with Paulie D. You lead us off. Number 1 movie.
Mine's the whole Rocky series.
The whole Rocky series.
Oh, yeah, okay. Especially.
Which one is your favorite one?
Probably 4. 4 or 2, maybe 2 though. There's one moment in 2 that's just like pinnacle.
Yeah. Hold on, I gotta get up 1 second. You keep talking, TK. I'll be up 1 second.
My favorite movie. I mean, should I wait for Joe? Like, I don't know. Is he gonna say? We can just tell him when he gets back, right? It's no big deal.
Yeah, we'll tell him when he gets back.
My favorite movie is Casino.
He's back.
Casino.
Casino, good movie.
I love that movie.
Good.
Casino.
What was the movie?
Casino.
Okay.
Yeah, Casino.
Casino's a good movie. Okay.
Time, man. I love it.
My number one movie, the movie I would see all the time is, I bet you it's one of Q's favorites, Old School.
What?
Old School.
I did not expect that. I did not expect
that. It
is great. It's great. It's a classic. I just didn't expect that to be number 1. Like, I'm expecting some big manly,
Dude, it's you gotta understand, like, it's movies that you can sit and watch forever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, those movies you never get tired of.
Yeah.
So that's why that's it right there.
Joe, Paulie's boy, Dan Lara he's calling out Patio Joe's man card with Forgetting Sarah Marshall top 2 movie pick. Dude, what the fuck?
Dude, watch that movie again. That is a funny movie. Forgetting Sarah Marshall is a fucking funny movie. All right. I mean, okay. Remember you ever heard the phrase, "I just went from 6 to midnight"? Yeah, that was from Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Okay.
Wolf of Wall Street. That was a good one. Yeah. Wolf of Fantasy Sports.
Yeah.
The chat is always
Robert. Hey, Robert had a question. What's our number 1 GPP play tomorrow? I would say somebody like maybe somebody on the the Rays, against Morton.
Bro, where are you seeing these
Maybe
questions?
like Longoria or something. Up top, he asked.
Oh.
It happened a little while back.
Favorite GPP
But,
play, like over, like
yeah.
hitter.
Yeah, hitter, I guess. I'm just saying. I think it's like maybe a Rays player, just because nobody's gonna have him because.
It's the ultimate leverage play. If you're gonna fade Morton, if you got the stones to fade him, it's the ultimate leverage play to take Duda, Morrison if he plays Dickerson. Ultimate leverage play, right?
With Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, on 8-game city, especially.
I think you want the righties versus Morton.
Yeah, but you know what? Like a lot of times we see something strange like that. Like, well, okay, we've made up our mind, and like phase one is complete. There's always two phases to a successful leverage play, right? Phase one is like the guy you're fading does crappy. Great. Phase two means that like you have the right guys though. And like how many times like do you think you're being contrarian enough, taking a 1 through 4 stack on a team nobody's on, but then the bottom of the order is the ones that do it. It was like the second step of being contrarian. You got to take the team nobody's on and take the bottom of the order. So it's like, I wouldn't be surprised if like, everybody goes to the lefties and it's the righties who do all the damage. Because Longoria, he's been mashing righties this year. Souza's just been crushing righties this year. So it's like, yeah, that's a great call, Paulie. I think that's definitely an interesting. Just first look, first time looking at the slate. I'm with you guys. I think that's a good call. Let's play some Dong Watch, and then maybe we can. If you got any questions, go ahead and start firing some questions out in the chat, and we're gonna do the Dong Watch to buy you some time to get us some questions.
Yes.
So Dong Watch, Joe, I'm gonna let you pick the game today. I'm gonna let you pick the game. Which way you want to do it?
You want me to just pick the players, like whatever I want to do?
Yeah.
For Dong Watch?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so let's go with somebody. Let's just do somebody over 4,000. Start off.
Okay.
The home run tomorrow.
How much? What was that?
Over 4K
4,
on FanDuel.
Over 4K on FanDuel. Any position?
Any position.
I will take. Man,
is there anybody?
4K, not a ton of guys. There's not a ton, but. I guess Jose Altuve.
Oh, damn it. That's like the only guy. That's like the only guy that I like feel confident with. I mean, how do you not? You have like an 80% chance of him getting 3 points at least. That dude's been fucking on fire, man.
But isn't it home run?
Oh yeah, it's home run.
It's for home runs, but I'm just saying in general, the guy's been so hot though that it's like just in general as a DFS play, the guy's just been ridiculous.
Yeah.
Super homer.
Let's see here. I'm going to go with. This is Nelson Cruz. Is he over 4,000?
No, he's like 3.6. He's been bad until today, man. He's really struggling.
Let's go with. Jesus, yeah. There's like nobody tomorrow.
Yeah, there's like literally like maybe 5 or 6 players that are.
Chris Davis.
Damn it!
4,000.
You guys are killing me, man. You guys are. I work so hard to find these guys. Give me Souza. He's 4K. Souza's 4K. Wow.
Souza's 4K. Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Souza. I don't know why I call him Souza.
Souza. Okay.
It sounds way cooler than Souza. Like Souza. Sounds way
somebody
cooler.
3K or under. Or between 3 and 4K. I'm sorry. You go first, CK.
Oh.
You go first.
Oh. Give me Nelson Cruz against Cole Hamels.
Perfect.
Nice. Who's next?
I'll go next. I'll take Jose Bautista.
I like that one. Good BVP right there, right?
I'm gonna stay in the same game with Justin Smoke.
Smoke dog.
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right, and under 3K. Let's see. I will lead it off. Let's go with. I don't know if he's going to start, but I'm just going to throw it out there. Brandon Moss.
Nice. I like him. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah, brother.
All right.
I'll take Mike Zunino.
Zunino, that's a good call. That guy's a monster, man.
Against a lefty.
Oh, against a lefty, too. Oh, yeah, Cole Hamels.
Cole Hamels.
Yeah. Yep.
And
All right, I'm gonna go with.
Finally, CK.
Give me Morales. Let's attack James Shields with it. 2.8 FanDuel first base
Ooh.
leverage play against Smoke.
Ooh,
Because you can't
2.8.
play
That's
both.
great.
Yeah, and he's probably batting fifth.
That's great.
I'm with it. Joe, did you see
What
any
team
questions?
are we likely to fade? Yeah, what team are we most likely to fade completely? Oh, like don't even play at all? I'm not going to be playing any. Probably I probably won't go much to the Tigers tomorrow at all.
Paulie, what do you think?
You know,
What was the question?
or maybe the Nats.
I was reading the chat.
Maybe the Nats. I might
What's
fade
that?
the Nats tomorrow.
Offense to fade tomorrow?
Yeah.
Interesting. Tigers for sure.
That's why I said the Tigers or the Nats.
Yep.
And like, yeah, I want to say, yeah, I mean the Tigers, I'm with it, but I don't think it's necessarily too hot of a take because I don't think people are going to be dying to play the Tigers. You know what I'm saying? Like anyway, because I think Severino's obviously going to be fairly popular just because there's not so much out there. So I'm trying to figure out who I think the popular bats will be, and I'm thinking Clevenger, the Indians, the Nationals, and probably the Blue Jays would be my. Oh no, I'm sorry, maybe the Astros. So it's the top three. So of that three, I feel like maybe I would fade Indians, just on my initial first look, because I think people know like nobody likes Doug Fister. 5.7.
Depends on how you do it.
Depends on how you do it.
Yeah.
It depends.
Yeah.
But like I mean I'm just saying like I don't think like by saying we're fading Detroit, it's like I'm with you guys. It's just not really like I think everybody's fading Detroit. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I don't think people are going to be on them because it's Severino and he's one of the better options.
I'm with you. I agree. I think the Nats fade as a bat.
Actually,
makes more sense.
The Nats fade actually that's probably a better call. I think the Nats fade is, especially when you consider the fact that aside from today or in the first game, like the Nats offense has not been good. German Marquez.
No, they went off Thursday too.
Yeah, okay,
they went off Thursday.
that's
They had
true.
those 8 homers.
Was that before or after German Marquez made them his bitch?
Before. It was before.
That was wild, man.
But yeah.
So like
we've
seen them like just completely crap out. We've seen them do it before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Favorite mid-tier pitcher, dude, like Morton. Yeah.
He's like
he's mid-tier, right? He's got to be mid-tier.
Yeah,
800.
I
That's
would
mid-tier.
say in the 8s is probably mid-tier, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the mid-tier it's got to be Morton. First look, it's got to be Morton. I mean, we got to dig in a little bit tomorrow. There's guys that like we're not looking at now that could be interesting. Like Duffy is a guy where it's like, as of right now, I'd rather target against him. But if we dug in, like we could potentially, he has it there, you know. So like, there's a couple guys that like have it, but like if you're asking us on first look, just what we see right now on these matchup pages, yeah, Morton. It's like obviously Morton. You know. But there's some guys like and that's part of the things that the subscribers get from us. Oh, great point from Rob Kahn out there. He said Harper got hurt, so Harper might be out of that lineup too, which could really hurt him.
Who to pick at shortstop tomorrow? Well, just Lindor. I mean, he's Lindor. That's the guy who I would. He's in my cash game article every day. So he's. There's no, I was thinking about this today, like as a whole, like because you have Correa and Trey Turner out, shortstop is a weak position.
Yeah,
like very weak, very very weak.
Like you just like it's Lindor and Seager, and that's basically it. Like,
it's bad. You know, one guy you can consider, and like I would only consider him for his. I have to check Matt Cain. Well, actually, Buster Posey's the catcher there. Stolen bases against Matt Cain. Is there any upside there? I'd have to look. I don't know off the top of the head.
Probably.
But if there is, Semien is interesting because if you like Chris Davis, that's a nice little mini stack with Semien, shortstop, Davis. That's 2-4, and Semien's been stealing bases since he's been back. So he's somebody that like you could consider against Cain. But again, like if he hits a home run, great. But understand that you're more hoping for like a couple stolen bases or something because it's a big ass park. Like it's so big, and Kane like he thrives in these kind of parks with those fly balls that just don't quite get out. So yeah, man. You see any other questions in there?
No, I don't see anything
No.
else. Just that's it.
All right, then we're gonna wrap
Anybody
it up.
else?
That's it.
Anybody else? I want to go and watch Game of Thrones. So let's go.
It's cut.
Yep.
It's cut. It's cut. But it looks
Yeah.
like Tiffany Hart's Patio's voice. So sweet.
Nice.
Guys, what can I say? I've told you all since I started.
Bro, I heart
I'm
your
the looks
voice.
now
I
that Fuego
heart
left.
your voice. Okay.
Now that Fuego left, I'm the looks
That's it,
now.
man.
So
That's it. That's it. Anyway, guys, all you guys watching live in the chat, man, we appreciate every one of you, and we
Yeah.
just like we like the jokes. We joke around with you guys too, man. We like all you guys. We appreciate you being in there. It's all fun. Jay, shout out to you, just joking with you, man. We appreciate you in there. Joe, Paulie, as always, man, appreciate having you guys on. It's always nice to get you on these podcasts when we can. You guys work hard during the week. And even on the weekends, a lot of the time to get these articles up and do the premium live stuff for our premium members. So when you come out here a couple nights and you do the free shows for everybody, like it's much appreciated, not just by myself, but I'm sure by the subscribers and the listeners too. So shout out to you guys, man. Appreciate it.
thank you.
Show.
Awesome. So if you're watching on YouTube, click that like button. It means a lot to us. It helps us out. It really does. Subscribe to the channel. That helps us out too. Tell your friends about us also. That doesn't hurt. If you're listening on iTunes or Podbean, give us a follow. Subscribe to the channel, whichever that it is. The format is that you're listening to. Anyways, again, podcast 20 promo code 20% off. Daily, monthly trials, and monthly and daily trials, and weekly passes as well. All right, so for Paulie, for Joe, and for myself, as always, good luck.
Yay.